Health Organization has urged Israel to allow the stockpiling of medical supplies in Gaza to address a catastrophic health crisis ahead of Israel's planned takeover of Gaza City. With more than half of medicines completely out of stock, only half of hospitals and less than 40% of primary health centres are partially functioning. Hospitals like Al-Shifa and Al-Alai are operating well beyond capacity, with bed occupancy reaching 240 and 300% respectively. The WHO reported 148 deaths from malnutrition this year and nearly 12,000 children under 5 suffering from acute malnutrition in July, including over 2,500 cases of severe malnutrition. Supply delays and restricted aid entry have hindered efforts to stock hospitals adequately, raising concerns as Israel prepares for military action in the region. Here's what Rick Peeperskorn, WHO's representative in the Palestinian territories, had to say.
So we're able to bring in less supplies due to the cumbersome procedures, due to some of the products which are still denied, and we're constantly negotiating about that. We want to make sure that hospitals are at least a little stocked up. We currently cannot do that, and we also want to rebuild our own reserves. And we currently are not able to do that in a proper way.
We're now joined by Adrian Calamel. He's a terror scholar and he joins us live from New York. Thank you very much, Adrian, for joining us. Adrian, health supplies, humanitarian aid has been central to the public opinion currently on Israel, and also it's a huge crisis in the Gaza Strip. When you hear numbers like nearly 12,000 children under 5 suffering from acute malnutrition in July alone, the WHO reports 148 deaths from malnutrition this year. What is Israel's response, reason for restricting such humanitarian aid that people in Gaza seem to really need right now?
Oh, thank you for having me, Thomas. And I think we need to look at the term Israel restricting the aid and look more about distribution, what's going on inside of Gaza. We have seen over the course of 2 years that once aid arrives in Gaza, that it is immediately hijacked. The UN came out with a report that about 88% of their trucks have been looted on their way to the destination. So it's not a matter of delivering the aid, it's who's delivering the aid. And the problem is when aid gets pushed into Gaza, and this is a problem Israel has to deal with, and the world should be paying attention to this, Hamas will take these aid for themselves, and also we have to remember that medical aid is fungible. They make money on the market by reselling these goods that are coming in. So it's the distribution. Hamas wants to control the distribution so they can maintain control in the Gaza Strip and really weaponize aid, make it a weapon against Israel. Now, Israel and the United States have tried to set up the global humanitarian, Gaza Humanitarian Foundation or Fund to make sure that the food is getting to the people that need it, not to the Hamas fighters. And I think this is where the real disconnect is. I mean, that's why we see countries doing airdrops in, because that's unpredictable. They can drop it, people can rush to it, get to the aid. When there's certain areas where Hamas has limited aid to come into, it's a ripe plum. They can pick them up as soon as the aid comes in, and we've seen the warehouses with Hamas trucks, and I've got the videos of them riding on lorries with 4 guys with Kalashnikovs on top of it. So it is, Thomas, one of the things that I think has been the biggest mistake in this whole conflict is not moving the civilian population out of the Gaza Strip. Moving them over to Sinai for a temporary period, putting up nice housing, semi-temporary, but nice housing where people can get the food, can get the medical aid, can get the treatment that they need, okay? So that in the Gaza Strip, that you just have Israel and Hamas fighting each other and not the Palestinian people caught in the crosshairs.
Adrian, people would say that can be seen as a form of ethnic cleansing, and of course land is central to this conflict. Your thoughts on the actions of the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation? Obviously, it's been reported that over 1,300 have died trying to access aid, and that they continue to do so. We continue getting these reports. Your thoughts, just quickly, on the actions of the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation and how it operates?
Well, that's part of weaponizing the aid by Hamas. I mean, when we see these reports and we see these the aid from GHF coming in, we see gunfire, we see people running, but we don't see any IDF soldiers. We don't see any Israelis there.
Adrian, I'm really sorry. We have ran out of time on that segment. You are staying with us, though, to discuss a related